Morning, everybody. Welcome to the October 22nd edition of Talk About It Tuesday. This is our agenda for today. Introduce our team. Sarah Wander with DataMark will come on and talk about the quarterly VEP updates, and then we'll have training reminders and our giveaway, and we'll have questions at the end. And of course, at any time, if you've got a question, feel free to unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. You don't have to wait till the end. This is our team. I'm Michelle Peel, Program Coordinator. Anderson Brooms, our GIS Program Manager, is here in the room with me. I think a lot of our other staff are online. If you have any need to reach us, those are our email addresses, and that's our phone number here at the office. We're happy to field questions and help you out any way we can at any time we can. All right, let's go back one. Sarah, if you want to share your screen.
Sure. Good morning, everyone.
Let's get started.
Hey, Sarah.
All right. How's it going?
Good.
Good. Can you all see my screen okay? Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. Hold on just a second. I've lost my bar.
Let me try again too.
We see an R and I see it.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Yes, ma'am. We can see it down here in Covington County.
All right, great. Then I will get started. Did y'all have a good conference? Was it last week?
Go ahead. I was muted. We were muted.
Oh,
All right.
sorry, Sarah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We were muted. Sorry. I said I had a great conference. I got to see a lot of old faces, new faces. Got to hang with the DataMark team. It was a good experience as always.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad you all had a good time down there. Well, I'm just going to briefly go over the highlights of our last release. This went out just about a month ago. Again, we're on a quarterly release cycle. So we do our major releases quarterly. Our next big one will be coming mid to the end of December. That'll be our final one for the year. So we'll just talk about the Q3 release, and I've just pared down only the things that would apply to Alabama that were part of it. So first off, with the admin module, we added the ability, if you're an admin, to lock schemas. So if you've got some saved schemas in your instance and you don't want any other of your users altering those, deleting those, you can lock those now and keep those as is. Also, when you log into VEP, you'll see maybe a little bit of a different feel and look in the login area, and also in your instance. DataMark has now become DataMark Technologies. You'll see our new logo there. So don't be alarmed. You're still in the same application. It just may look a little bit different. For our downloads, we have updated the domains for the Nina V2 downloads. We have a couple more that we found that need to be updated, which will come out in December. But for the most part, the domains are updated if you do the Nina version 2 download. For our uploads,
Sarah,
we
quick note.
yes.
Well, there was some discussion at the conference about Nina V1 or Nina V2. What are we doing? What are we using? We are currently in Nina V1 in terms of what the board is looking for, and you have the ability to obviously download, as Sarah said, a V1 or V2. In our beta testing for all the next generation core services, we are passing V2 to DataMark. In digital. I always do that. Sorry. That's done automatically. There's no worries about being in V1 versus V2 currently. There were some conversations at the conference about, are we moving to V2? And the answer is sort of, right? But the cool thing about VEP is you have the ability to utilize either schema.
Right. Yeah, the majority of our customer base that's using VEP is not using Nina V2 yet. So that's why we have a way that you can download your data out in the version 2 format if you need to provide it to anybody that way, but you can still maintain it in the version 1. So yeah, good clarification there. Are there any questions about that from anybody?
I do have a question in regards to the markup downloads, and maybe you're going to get to that next. But is there an updated template file that we can use? Because I believe there was, during one of the last Talk About It Tuesdays, there was a discussion about a new markup that you all have added.
Yeah, there sure is a new template file on the knowledge base. I'll after this meeting, I'm going to send Michelle the slides, and I'll also send the link to that. You have the option of downloading it as a MXD or a pro project, and you can get that right off our knowledge base. Good question.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Any other questions before I move on? All right. Let's talk a little bit about uploads. So in VEP, if you have an ALI or an MSAG now that doesn't have an external NGUID populated, VEP will automatically calculate one for you, or it won't let you go through with the upload. So you should not ever have any blank external NGUIDs for MSAG or ALI data sets after this update. If you're uploading any that have blanks, it will ask you this question like, hey, do you want VEP to auto calculate these for you? If you click yes, it will proceed. If you click no, it will tell you you have to have values assigned. Any questions about that one? It's that way for every other layer in VEP. We just applied that also to the MSAG and ALI tables. We also added a verification step. I don't know if this has happened to any of you all in Alabama, but we've had this happen in some other states. If you have data that's in a, say like a state plane projection and you upload it into VEP, we're taking your data and we're putting it into a Web Mercator projection. And once in a while, if you have a really small feature, that geometry will become null. So now VEP will let you know if that happens. It'll say, hey, we reprojected your data. It had some empty geometries. Please address these issues and try again. Also, kind of an obscure one, but if you upload an Excel table with an external NGUID value greater than that number on the screen, I won't even try to say it, you won't have any problems now. All right, so automated uploads, we made some enhancements too. In automated uploads, you will also now have the ability to upload markups with the tool in addition to your VEP data. And the automated uploads will now occur immediately upon submission. What used to happen is they would get put in a kind of a holding place, and then at midnight, they'd be moved to VEP. But right now, after this update, if you do an automated upload job, it will immediately be sent to VEP unless you schedule it differently. Please, if you're using automated uploads, please be sure to download the updated tool from our website. And again, you'll have these slides available to you to do so if you are using that tool. Any questions about automated uploads? I don't know if anyone's using it besides Anita right now.
So quick note about automated uploads, two things. As Sarah's previous slide alluded to, this is a premium feature, which means it's not covered in the current state contract with the state board office. Secondly, and we can talk about what that looks like for you guys if we need to. Secondly, you must be using Art Pro for automated uploads to work.
Yep, that's right.
Scott, do you want to? We do have it deployed in the wild in Baldwin County. Scott, do you, I don't know if that's actually in production down there yet or not, or if y'all are still in the setup phase.
Still in the setup phase. We have not implemented it yet.
Okay. Maybe on the next quarterly update release, we could talk about your experiences with automated uploads.
All right. Yeah, sure.
Only if they're good. No, I'm just kidding. We want to hear about we want to hear about them anyway. But yeah.
If you have any
that'd be great.
complaints, as always, take them to Adam Brown.
If you need any help, also, Scott, I'm sure you're working with someone from the project management team, but also feel free to use the support center. One thing we've noticed that you need to make sure of if you schedule automated uploads to run, and it is a time that you are not in the office, like say Friday night or a weekend, you do need to have your computer up and running. It does need to reference that file. So that's kind of a little bit of we've seen a little bit of a gotcha. So just keep that in mind if they're not going to run immediately and they're scheduled to run kind of after hours.
Yep, okay.
Good stuff. All right. For reports, you might see a change in your 98% report. This is because we have removed 2 of the MSAG validations from our validation checks, and those are Val 36B1 and 2. Those are MSAG values are not reflected in the RCL range. Once those have been removed, if you had those anomalies in your data, you'll see those counts removed and you may see your stats go up a bit. So just a heads up there when you run that report. For MSAG updates, in our previous release, we updated that MSAG schema, as you might remember. And in the attribute table in VEP, we didn't reorder those fields. So in this release, we reordered those fields in the attribute tables. They should all be in the order you upload them in and you download them in. For MSAG generator, we added the ability to view previously generated MSAGs and MSAG comparisons to editor and validator roles. You'll see this if you do have MSAG generator, which is another premium feature. You'll see this tab for the MSAG comparison. If you were previously, if you're an editor or validator, you previously would not have seen this. So this has been enabled for those roles as well. All right, my favorite thing to talk about. Let's talk about validations. You will see a change in the validation results tab. Previously, you'd see this bar that showed a percentage. Now you'll just see whether it's in progress or it's completed. You won't see that bar any longer. That status column right here. Also, just as I was mentioning, we removed the MSAG range is not reflected in the RCL range. Those have been completely removed from our validations and your markups and the dashboard and the reports. So you will not see those flag anomalies any longer. We did a couple of validation bug fixes, and thank you to those who helped report this one. So alley not reflected in road centerline was flagging incorrect anomalies when the ESN values had leading zeros. Figured out what was happening there in our Python code in the back end and fix that up. So those should be resolved now. And we also saw an issue where AP misordered along road centerline was not flagging the exact address point that was causing the issue. So those should be resolved now as well. All right. Any questions? I know that was pretty brief. Anybody have any questions, any comments, any troubleshooting?
This might be a little quick on it, but I know that during our little help session, we had a discussion about an MSAG export, and there may be a hotfix being done. Anderson, have you heard anything on that?
I have not, but I have not also followed up with the DataMark support team, Sarah. I'm not sure if that made it to your desk or not, but there was an issue with the zero road ranges splitting off into a separate tab. Is that coming up as a topic you're aware of?
I saw something like that a while ago in Support Center, but I believe we've found that was working as expected. Was there a different issue?
Potentially, and I don't want to misspeak in front of a large audience,
No
but
worries.
while we were at the resource room on Wednesday from 10 to 4, shout out to those that came and hung out with us. Scott revisited it. We worked with support, and what the solution that they had suggested was not it. So that does bridge into one of the topics I was going to bring up, is that for those that were in the resource room, we had a lot of good interaction and feedback. And one of the topics was I cannot remember who it was, and I apologize for not remembering, but somebody had made a suggestion to DataMark, and DataMark can act upon that. And that's something I definitely want to reiterate here as we talk about quarterly updates. and changes to VEP. And Sarah mentioned that the bug fixes were found by, somebody in the wild in Alabama. That's a very real thing, right? So DataMark is exceptionally exceptional, I guess, and responsive. It's a great word to customer feedback, and that comes through a variety of ways. The support center, the forums, but also through me. Your complaints, concerns, issues with VEP. Sarah, matter of fact, is going to be in the office next month, so we can talk about those things. And DataMark, it doesn't happen, in one quarterly release, but they prioritize it, they put it on their roadmap, and they act upon it. So, if there's things you see out there, like Scott brought up with the MSEC generator, we need to know about that. I need to know about them because I have, a direct pipeline to Sarah who has a direct impact on VEP functionality.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'll be there the week after next. So if there's any feedback you have for Anderson, please let him know. We'll have a whole day to whiteboard, discuss, plan, prioritize. So please let him know. We can talk more about what you're seeing in the MSEC generator there as well.
But that'll definitely be a topic for discussion, Sarah.
Happy to discuss it. Yeah, and thank you. Thank you for the shout out. We do really try to incorporate your feedback. And if you see any issues, try to get those fixed as quickly as possible. So thanks for reporting any issues. Thanks for providing ideas and feedback. We definitely take that to heart and do our best to implement everything that we can in the most timely manner that we can. So appreciate that. Any other
The
questions?
one last thing for
sorry.
me, and I'm kind of putting you on the spot, Sarah, but can you sort of 30,000 foot level explain what VEP Verify is to the audience?
Yeah, absolutely. VEP Verify is our mobile application. So it'll allow you to leverage the majority of the functionality of VEP on a mobile device, whether that's your phone or a tablet. Seeing the most amount of people use it for observations in the field, but it can be used for everything else as well.
And it came back up to the forefront that part of our contract with DataMark is that every VEP instance comes with VEP Verify.
Oh, okay.
So if that is something you're interested in using, we definitely want to get that turned on for you. Reach out to me individually, and just we can have a conversation about what it is, how it can benefit your organization, and how we get you started on it.
Yeah, good call. Any other questions, comments, items of things people need? I will be sure, Scott, to again send that link for the updated markup templates on our knowledge base to Michelle along with these slides, so you can download that updated template. Our next release, like I said, will be coming in the middle of December, end of December, and be on the lookout for that. I'm sure we'll have another one of these where I can talk about what came out in that release.
Sounds good. We'll probably plan to do that maybe the first talk about it Tuesday in 2025.
That'd be wonderful. Can't believe it's already almost 2025. What happened?
Yeah.
That's what I said Saturday night about 6 p.m.
Oh boy. Well, that's all I have.
Oh.
Thank you all so much for your time and allowing me to come and share the latest release information with you.
Thank you for joining us, Sarah. And
Anytime.
if nobody has any questions for her, I will go ahead and head on into our training.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah. All right. Laura, do you want to talk about some of the stuff going on in the education department, or you want me to handle it for you?
Well, I appreciate you putting the slides in. So I don't even know which ones are in there, but I will be happy to speak for just a few minutes. As we said at the Gulf Coast Conference, and I think we've put out, there are only, like we just said, it's almost January, a couple months left to get your CEUs for the year. We do have a few more opportunities of in-person training that we are providing. This is one of those. It will be in Decatur and in Alabaster the 9th and the 10th of December. This was the one that was rescheduled from September. Crimes in Progress. And then what do you have next, Michelle?
The next, actually, I've got these a little out of order and I'm sorry about that.
No
The
worries.
next one's
Oh yeah, perfect. So we opened the Alabama 911 Board Central application to all PSTs now. And that was done while we were down at Gulf Coast. And all they need to do is click on that link, app.al911board.com, and then they would just reset password, and it would send them a link to their email address that we have on file. If for some reason they try that and they don't get it, it's a possibility we have an incorrect email address. Just email Daniel or myself or the education at al911board.com, and we can modify that email address in our system so that they can get in. And of
when I
course,
get, what's that?
no, I was gonna say, of course, once they do get in, they will be able to upload their certifications, their CEUs, register for trainings, and all of those type of things.
And when I get these slides posted, there'll be links. You'll be able to click on this picture and go to right to that address.
Perfect. This for leadership that's on, this is just an opportunity for you to allow your PSTs to begin uploading their own CEUs and certifications. And that might take some time off of your hands and give them a little bit more of ownership of their career or their professional path. So that's always up to y'all, but there's the ability to do that. Okay, so here we have on November 4th, we have an 8 hours total. It's going to be 2 separate trainings. We've kind of restructured our in digital, what we would used to call regional training. And we've tried to create somewhat of a succession type class or classes. So there will be 4 total. And the first one will be this NG911 Network 101 that Melissa will teach. That'll be the first half of the day on the 4th of November in Mobile. Second half will be Caleb, and that will be our 201, more about the infrastructure of the NG911 network and a little bit of a deeper dive into those things. They will be providing lunch, and you can register at the same link. I'm actually putting it in the chat right now. I had already typed it in before I unmuted. So oops, sorry. Lastly, I don't even know what your next slide is, Michelle. Go ahead and I'll get that. Is there anything else training wise?
No, that was all I had that I
Okay.
pulled.
Perfect.
Yeah.
One more thing that I just want to mention, and we've talked about this for the last several months, but now it's almost time. December 2nd through 6th will be our first week that we will be providing the contract instructor to teach the 40-hour PST course for those who may need one and want one in person. And we are setting that location based on need for this first month, and then every following month we will have a class in different locations in the state. And I will just say that I have looked, and I'm pulling my list up right now. I've got a list of about maybe 20 or so, 20 to 25 agencies who have hired someone in the last 5 to 6 months, which is, within our time frame of making sure they're certified, that currently they do not show to be certified. That doesn't mean they aren't. That just means it has not been reported to us they've completed a course. So if you are in one of those agencies, you will likely be getting an email from me today or before the end of the week reminding you of this class opportunity and just checking in. So if you have anybody who needs a 40-hour course, no money out of pocket to pay for it up front, you can just send them. This first class, December 2nd through 6th, will be somewhere within 45 to 55 minutes of the Gadsden area. I'm looking at the agencies that seem like they're within a 45 to 55 mile radius, and it looks like Albertville, Cherokee, Hansel, Etowah, Fort Payne, Coleman, and Jefferson. So if you are any of those and you have people who need a course, there's one coming December 2nd through 6th. And lastly, make sure you guys put on the calendar February 3rd through 6th for our user conference. We are in the deep planning stages and it's going to be awesome. We will be opening registration, I hope, in the next couple weeks. And there will be day passes available. So it will, for those that are local who are unable to make all 3 days, you'll be able to purchase a day pass and just come for that day that you're able to attend. But it's going to be fantastic. So that's all I have, I think, for now.
Laura, you forgot the most important thing.
The magician.
There you go. Look at that.
Okay. So, yeah, Anderson shared this and I'll just go ahead and share it as well. Anderson, do you want to share this story?
Sure. The origin story.
Yeah, what you said at the conference.
So I was not in attendance for the final keynote. My son had a baseball game. I came back for that on Thursday night. And I walked up to Laura and I said, Laura, I'm really, really disappointed I'm missing the keynote because I'm really excited. I was really excited for the magician. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, the thing on the flyer, the magician. It wasn't a magician. It was a ex-Disney CEO, and the title of his, what was the title of his keynote, Laura?
Bring the magic back to your customer service, something to that nature.
I thought there was going to be a magician, and I was bummed. And then that night, I think we looked for magicians in Birmingham.
Yes, we did.
And Laura has made it happen, and I'm super. Like she always does. Laura always makes it happen, and there's going to be a magician, and I'm super excited about it.
Yes, just a spoiler alert. Our networking event in the evening, our evening networking event will be a game casino night with a magician. It is going to be phenomenal. And we are extremely excited about it and everything else that's coming along with the conference. So you don't want to miss it.
I don't know if you can tell that I'm excited about it.
He's pumped. He is so excited about the magician, and the magician is awesome. So you guys are going to be very, very impressed and entertained. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, Laura.
Absolutely.
Okay. Our usual deadlines and reminders. If you're hiring, let me know. Send it to me. I'll post it on the website. There's a few up there now. If you're looking for a job, there are a few posted. Go ahead and check our website out. You can just click that link or go to our website, type hiring in the search box, and it'll pop up those announcements. PST certification reimbursement. We're always taking those. Update. Nope, got it wrong. Upload, validate, aggregate your GIS data to the state office, VEP. And then if you have staffing changes, instead of that cumbersome form we had, you can now make those changes in the ABC app. All right, time is running out for you to submit your fiscal year 24 legacy 911 cost reimbursements. The final deadline is December 10th. Our next deadline is November 10th. Two more opportunities to get those submitted so that we can get those paid out for you for fiscal year 24. So Talk About It Tuesday in November is going to be a little scarce. November 12th would be our next one, but that we are having a board meeting that week, so we will not have a Talk About It Tuesday. And then the following Talk About It Tuesday would be the week of Thanksgiving. And we're talking amongst the staff on what we're going to surprise you with. We won't have a Talk About It Tuesday, but we are going to do something special for you guys. All right, now we have a tumbler to give away from InDigital to all of those that have joined us today. Adam, do you want to share your screen so that you can make that choice, give that tumbler away?
All right. Can you see it?
Yes.
Wheel of names. Here we go. Ah, Mr. Warner.
Look at
Scott Warner.
that.
All right, Scott, I am going to put my email address here in the chat for you. And if you will send me the address to send your Tumblr to, I'll get it out to you.
All right, thanks.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right. Go back here to my shared screen. Questions, questions, questions. Anybody have any questions for us? We thank InDigital for the giveaway. We thank Sarah Wander for joining us from DataMark Technologies. As we said, she should be back on either late in December, but probably 1st of January to do the next quarterly update. It's probably going to run into the Christmas for Talk About It Tuesdays. If you need to get in touch with any of us, this is how you do it. Email us, call us, complaints, celebrations, all kinds of things. We appreciate you joining us. We won't see you much in November, at least not on Talk About It Tuesday, but we will be here for whatever you need. Y'all have a good week.
See you guys next time.
Bye.